Everyone, I'm Jeff McErlain, and today I want to talk about one of the most important aspects of music in general, and that is the use of dynamics. Now, dynamics is when you change the volume of your phrase or the overall music that you're playing. It's super important because it really helps draw in an audience and it keeps people's attention, and also makes everything much more interesting to listen to. Just like I'm speaking to you now, I'm speaking dynamically. I raise my voice when I want to make a point, and I can talk a little softer if I want you to keep your attention going. I don't speak like this the whole time because you would turn off the YouTube channel right away. So before we get going, please hit the like and subscribe button and head on over to JM Guitar Lessons where you can download this background track for free. And while you're there, please check out all the cool courses, masterclasses, and jam tracks I have available to you over at JM Guitar Lessons. And thanks for checking that out. So for this lesson, I've specifically just kept the volume of my guitar on 10. And there's a few ways I'm getting the dynamic levels. First, of course, I'm picking louder or softer. Other things I want to point out is you can get different timbres out of your note and different attack out of the note by using the point of the pick, the rounded part of the pick. So I'm turning the pick around and using this rounded part. Point. A little sharper, round part. A little more muted. You'll find that certain picks that's much more dramatic. If it's a thinner pick, you're going to hear a bigger difference. And then the other thing I'm going to work on is using my fingers to pick the notes as well. To me, that's the softest. So here's the pick point, rounded part, and my fingers. And there sometimes I have pick and fingernail. I've got a little bit of nail poking over my finger here. Or I might just use the fleshy part of my thumb. Or I use pick and fingers. You get that kind of a snap. And to get the snap, I just pull up the string literally underneath my finger and let it snap down. So all those things inside one line, I can be switching that all up within a chorus of a solo. On all these playing examples, I had my volume on 10 on my bridge pickup. All the dynamics that you heard, the change in volume, is coming from my pick hand. And this is what I want to talk to you about today. You need to be able to get control over that stuff. And the only way to do it is to practice it and listen to people who are really dynamic players. B.B. King, of course, is the king of this stuff. Go check out something like Sweet Little Angel off of those live recordings. Absolutely amazing. Robin Ford, John Scofield, any great guitar player is going to have dynamics inside their playing. Jeff Beck is one of my absolute favorites. Someone like Michael Landau, very, very dynamic players. Now, there's a few ways you can approach getting dynamics out of your guitar. Certainly using your volume knob is one of them to change the overall volume that you're playing with. We could talk about it in another video, but today I want to talk about all of it is coming from my right hand. So let's start off with the way I like to set my amplifier. I like to set up so it's kind of just breaking up a little bit when I play on 10. Right? And if I play softer, things clear up quite a bit. If you're playing through a really distorted amplifier, you don't get the same effect because when you roll back your volume, you're still going to get a lot of overdrive or compression from your amplifier. So generally speaking, I like to have it where it's right there. And if I want to push it over the top, I can hit, a gain pedal or something like that to push it to that next level. But this is sort of my bass level guitar tone. Generally on a gig in a real life situation, as opposed to what this is, I would have the amplifier pretty loud on stage. And the reason why I do that is not to be blistering and destroy people's ears. I need it to be dynamic. A great exercise is to just practice playing as soft and as loud as you can on the guitar. Now, of course, it's going to be a little weird, sitting there doing that, but you do want to practice that so you get used to getting control over the instrument. Now, if I want to work that in a line, which is really important, we can play a soft line, like if I just play a blues scale going down. But now if we want to mix dynamics into a line, which is the most important thing, we want to start to accentuate different notes. Just as like I'm speaking to you, certain words are louder than others. So for instance, much cooler, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. But if I accentuate my downbeats, 3, 4, that's much cooler. Right? So ba ba do ba da ba da 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 ba 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 ba. So you're really hitting those downbeats. That's much cooler sounding than going. But in those downbeats. Now, how can I use that inside of a musical line? Well, this is kind of what I'm thinking about. If I have the underlying tempo underneath, which is very important if you're going to practice without a metronome. So you see right there, I'm experimenting with playing different notes louder and softer than other ones. Now you can work on all sorts of things like accentuating your upbeats or the and of the 16th notes. That never so much worked for me. I think it was a lot of experimenting. Once I felt what the downbeats were and I can accentuate the downbeats, I felt it was kind of cool if I just started listening to other players and experimented with accentuating notes that I felt good. So a lot of this is just, as I always talk about, comes from a lot of practice. So I'd run the blues track, just play over it and try to play really dynamically. If you're going to play and work on dynamics with your band, it's really important that they are playing dynamically with you. If you're playing a blues and everybody's kind of yelling with their instruments, there's no way you can play dynamically. You just can't do it. So you need to talk to the guys in the band and make sure everybody's on the same page with this. You want to practice bringing the volume of the band down, and then you can start to bring it up slowly. And the best way to work on this is to work on it with the band. Okay, let's try to play as soft as we possibly can. Let's really, really bring it down. If you go on gigs, you see people do this all the time. They go like that. They put their hand at me, bring it down. And that's going to give you some place to go, right? So we're bringing the dynamics of the band down. We can start to build these things as we go through. We're starting to tell a story. just to recap, I can use my pick with the point. I can use the rounded part of the pick. Subtle, but it's there, that difference. Or I can use my fingers. And my playing consists of all of those things. I use my pick and my fingers, or I use pick and fingers, or I use the round part of the pick, or, I just experiment for whatever I like. And what starts to happen is this becomes part of just the way you hear music and the way you play. Okay, I hope you liked today's quick lesson on dynamics. And if you do, once again, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And go please check out JM Guitar Lessons. And until next time, see you later.